This is The Healing Social.
So silly.
I love y'all. See y'all smile, boy. I love to see y'all smile. Y'all came back.
Facts.
And y'all came back.
Back to the couch.
Y'all not tired of me yet.
No.
Hey man, y'all talk about some real stuff.
I look forward to these conversations.
I look forward to the conversations too.
Definitely.
I look forward to the conversations too. I realized in the first conversation that we had, I don't want to get into the deep stuff real deep, but my God, like there's subtle things that you just don't think about. And I think just for me as a woman, I try to be more aware, but my gosh, y'all talked about a lot of things. I don't even think we scratched the surface. There were a lot of gems in that I could just kind of sit back, relax, and take with me. So y'all came back.
Man, shout out to the boots, man.
Come on, man. You see these boots? Hey, man. You see these boots?
Them boots ain't
Hey, man.
made.
You see this jacket, boy, with the blanket on the back? Because we in Chicago.
Coordinate.
It's cold. It's definitely cold.
Come on, Pops. You out here coordinating yourself.
Coordinating. You got to coordinate. You know.
You gotta say it right though. Coordinate.
Coordinate.
Oh, Lord.
There you go.
Coordinate. You know, you got to walk up in a place.
Silly.
Especially when it's, especially when you put it together. Y'all walking up in a place that, listen, we just keep getting better. Come on with the sharpness.
Trying to.
Who y'all think y'all are?
Yeah, these two Negroes, the young boys. I'm just trying to be the old gray
good.
Negro on the corner of the couch.
He got his turtleneck on. That's all I got.
Just representing the old Negroes with gray beards.
Whatever.
Got a sweater on.
A sweater.
Sweater for the weather.
Silly.
Because it's cold as hell outside.
It's cold. It's coming.
All right, y'all. This is this topic is probably very, 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 very dear to me. And it might be dear to a lot of other people, but I say that from my perspective as a woman. As a woman navigating it, but also experiencing the males in my life, navigating it and not knowing how to show up, right? And I know I ain't said what we talking about. But again, y'all know I'm kind of on this journey where I really desire to understand. You know what I'm saying? I really desire to understand. And maybe not just so I can show up or have any action, but just to say, like, I get you. Like, maybe that's enough, right? So y'all talked about a lot, and we talked about it. We brought up mental health very quickly in our last conversation.
Yeah.
It was very quickly. It was very subtly. We talked about emotional intelligence, but we really were talking about grief management and having like that option, those avenues, the solutions, and that was the hub for just mental health in general.
Definitely.
When it comes to men. And I personally felt like there has been this stigma on mental health and men embracing that there's a real need for support, that it really exists. But I'm curious to just hear from y'all, perspective of a man. What's been y'all introduction to mental health as you know it? Like, what did you even think mental health was?
Honestly, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think, from a man's perspective, you're not really taught to process your mental most of the time. You got to just be strong half the time. Well, more than half the time, you got to learn how to carry that weight of just being strong and being silent no matter what. You know what I mean? Forget what you're going through. Forget being weak or wanting to cry. You got to just keep going, which is a good mentality to have, but it's tiresome. That wears you down after a while. And I think a lot of us have got to a point to where I like to call it empty my filter. Every now and then I have to get a good cry out. You know what I mean? I have to just let some things filter out of me that way I can keep going. Because holding everything in is becoming just too much nowadays for anybody, whether you a man, a woman, whatever you want to call yourself nowadays with everything we got going on. But the mental is such a big aspect of who you are as an individual that if you don't learn how to empty your filter out there, while you're going to eventually break down, which is why mental health has become such an awareness, because you've seen so many people, no matter if they had money, no matter if they were broke or they were an athlete, whoever it was, have these breakdowns. I remember, I think when Serena Williams, she took off because she's like, I can't do this right now. Simone Biles in the Olympics, she said it was just too much. And right now, I think we're seeing another display of social media affecting someone's mental health. With Travis Hunter, I don't know if you guys familiar with the football player, the college kid. His girlfriend is just getting so much scrutiny right now because of she's not responding to his success the way everybody else wants her to do it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to dive into that too much, but you know, just her mental. She felt so obligated to come and address everybody because it was affecting her mentally. You know, and it's like mental health is just so real, no matter how old you are, where you are in the age range. It's a lot. You know, so I had no idea I needed to even learn how to filter my mental. You know, it's more when you're a man, everything's physical. You know, how strong are you? You know what I'm saying? What can you move? What can you lift? You know what I'm saying? We never did mental exercises in school. Like no one taught you a mental exercise in school. No. So nowadays, to being able to navigate through the life's ups and downs, it affects your mental. If you don't know how to process those type of things, you're gonna be in some trouble. You know. So I had no idea. I don't know about y'all, but I had no idea. You know, I just knew anger and I knew being a man. That's all I knew. You know, for a long time. And I used to use my anger to drive me to do things. You know, that's how I got shit done. 'Cause I was so mad. You know, I let that anger drive me, which was a good thing because it got me places, but it was a bad thing because it got me in a lot of bad places too. You know, so yeah. Oh yeah.
What y'all think? Wow.
Man, yeah. No, that's deep though. That's deep. I like how you put that too as well. How men we're made to be physical, tough. We tough. Or, you know, the other thing in the black community is you just better pray about it. You know what I'm saying? You better take it to God. I'm not saying you're not gonna take it to God.
Yeah.
But in that moment, that's not gonna bring you out of whatever you're going through, mental challenges, maybe not immediately. In some cases, God may bring you out of it right away. But in most cases, you're gonna go through that thing a little bit and then God gonna bring you out. But we're not taught to address our mental health, especially black men. We're not taught to address our mental, you know, if something is bothering you, you need to figure it out, get through it, navigate it, whatever, be tough, because you got to be the strong one for your family, you know, and that's not even the sense of a family of having a wife and kids, it's your family, period. Your siblings, your mom, your brother, your father, whoever it is. For me, you know, the mental health aha moment for me was with my children being removed out of my life just abruptly. I didn't know I had anxiety. I had never had anxiety before in my life.
Wow.
I've dealt with stress. The way I would de-stress, I'll go hoop. I'm gonna go play basketball. If I go play basketball, I'll go by myself. All I need is me and the ball. Shoot around for 30 minutes to an hour, I'm good. Go lift weights. Go hang out with my friends. I was doing those things, but I still was, you know, waking up in my sleep, having dreams when it's so vivid, I'm crying. Or staying up all times of the night, and then in the morning, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm not getting out of bed till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is depression. But when I saw a mental health professional, he deduced that I had anxiety. I had never had anxiety. I was like, anxiety.
Could you believe it when he told you? Could you believe it?
I couldn't. I said, no, I'm just stressed over this situation.
Pride,
You know,
ego, which one was
huh?
Which one was it? Pride, ego, which one was it?
It was
trying to take over for you.
It was my pride because I didn't want to be. I had never, you know, I didn't know anybody even had anxiety. I never seen my parents.
I'm a man. I can't have anxiety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was just like, well, I can't. I'm like, I ain't anxious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, no. Listen to me. Your anxiety is coming from the fear of the unknown. You're going to court over your children. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what's going on with them right now. You don't know what's happening with them. So that was where my anxiety was coming from. But I thought it was just stress. So I tried to do the things that I knew to help me de-stress. None of that worked. But when I realized that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you these techniques to help with an anxiety. If you have a moment where you feel like this, or you coming out of a dream or something like that, or you wake up one morning, you don't want to get up out of bed, I want you to do these things, these techniques. And that stuff helped. But I didn't stay going to the therapist. I had to teach myself. That was the biggest thing. I had to teach myself how to come out of my anxiety. You know, I talked about that prior, about the things that I would do to bring myself out of the moment. But yeah, I had to take myself out of that stuff.
Well, I can piggyback on that as well. I never actually went to anybody professionally. I kind of always dealt with it, like you say, on your own. Talk to family, my wife, mother-in-law,
The guys.
just the struggles. The struggles of just getting over the fear and anxiety. I would say it's anxiety. Like they say, yeah, you're just stressed out, you're a little overwhelmed and everything. But I really feel like I self-diagnosed myself just from what he's just saying. It sounds exactly my what's going on. I always figured it out on my own. I always and it's like it gets to a point where if my mental is not right, I always explode every now and then, like you said, the filter. And it may not be bringing it home. It may be to my wife just randomly, but not, she knows that it's coming from a place. She knows exactly where it's coming from. So if it was anything, it'd be, it's just anxiety, just stress, just unsurmountable stress that you can't fix the situation. You don't know how to. And you kind of go through the motions of like, man, just letting it figure, but it's just not getting there. It's not getting there until you get to the point where it's like, man, something else good has to come along to keep you from, to make you forget about what happened. It never gets solved. So
It sucks. It sucks.
yeah, it just goes into the next situation and the next situation in a different way. So I would say, like, man, mental health is rising a lot. I feel like it rised a lot since 2020 of COVID
Yeah.
for everybody.
I don't think men just deal with it only, but I mean we got men, so we gonna talk from my perspective. But I think it's harder. Well, I won't say harder, but I think it's so hard for most men because we're natural born problem solvers. So it's like that's in my DNA. So the moment somebody's telling me something, whether it be my mom or whether it be my lady, whatever, as you're telling me your issue, I'm trying to think of a solution. It's like we can't even turn that off sometimes.
No.
You know what I mean? That alone is going to affect your mental because now I'm taking on your problems and you were just venting this to me, but I'm such a man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out a way to help you. You know what I mean? So
Like a hero. It's kind of like,
right, yeah. Say it again so they can hear
kind
you.
of like a hero comp.
Right, yeah. That's a
We're-
perfect example.
It is.
You're so wired. You're wired that way though. Yeah.
Just wired that way,
Yeah.
and it's not even. And the hero complex can be two different things. If you know the actual definition of that, it could be looking over someone else's accomplishment to make yourself look like the good guy, or it could be actually helping them in a limited way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, as men, I feel like that's exactly what we're wired to do.
So you're wired to do that. And when you say wired, like groomed to be the hero, or you naturally feel inclined to want to be the hero?
I think that's just the genetic makeup of a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just who you are.
Really.
Genetic makeup.
If I saw you walking through the door struggling with groceries, the man in me is like, go help me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a reflex for me now. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, watch her struggle. It's kind of like that's the same thing when you telling me a problem. I'm already naturally thinking of a solution or some way to help you in that fashion. You know what I mean? And that affects your mental because sometimes everyone doesn't want you to always help them. They want to just get things out.
Yeah.
Most women want to just vent to you. I have to learn that too. Like I have to turn off my processing sometimes because I'm trying to figure out a way to help her what she's telling me. When in reality, she just wanted me to listen to her. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big issue with most of us is that sometimes when somebody says something to us, they don't even want to hear anything back. They just want to just get it out. You know what I mean? I dated a girl a long time ago. She was going through whatever she was going through, but she was always just so negative. And when somebody's venting to you, you want to tell them it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? One day she just blew up because I was always my last head to be. I had to work out. How you know, Tim? How you know it's gonna work out? I'm like, well, I don't know what else to say. I'm just trying to be there for you. You know?
Yeah.
She wanted me to just sit there, just listen. That's what she needed at the time. You know what I mean? It's like it was so hard for me to do that because I want to help her. Like, hey, it's gonna be okay, but some people don't want that, and that was in her mental space. She just wanted to just get it out. You know what I mean? I think that's another significance in recognizing your mental space too. Knowing when you're gonna blow up. That way you don't blow up in the wrong situation or the wrong place. Which is another reason why I try to empty out my filter. Whether I'm a big God person. I praise and worship. You know what I mean? That's how I empty my filter. I'm talking to God. I'm releasing it to God because I can't control everything as much as I want to. I can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whoever's dealing with mental health, I would encourage you to find what you can do to empty your filter. When I say filter, that means your threshold, your breaking point. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself on the wrong end of a situation or in a bad situation. Then you're going to blow up. Now you're in a worse situation. You know what I mean? I would just encourage you. I mean, when it comes down to your mental state, a lot of people say, "Well, I don't know how to do it," Tim. And I think that comes down to just willpower. You have to want to do it in order for you to do it. I don't know what that looks like every single time, but I can tell you, it's not easy. But you have to want to do it. I think a lot of us even these kids nowadays, they're so weak-minded nowadays. Everyone's just so ready to go commit suicide. Like, to me, suicide isn't the answer for everything. I mean, yes, you get to a point to where you think suicide might cross your mind because you're so stressed out. But from my understanding how suicide works is you don't try to commit suicide. You do or you don't. And from people I know who've committed suicide, people that we went to school with have committed suicide. So in this situation, they didn't try to commit suicide. They actually did it. You know what I mean? So you have people that are really dealing with mental stuff. Then you have people who are just dealing with social anxiety who want attention at the same time, which is a whole nother topic for mental health because people need this type of validation nowadays to feel good about themselves. And it's like, even when you start dealing with somebody, it shouldn't take me to pump you up for you to want to feel good about yourself. You should feel good about who you are already. You know what I mean?
Social media, man.
Exactly.
I just wanted to go. If it wasn't for what I do, just keeping business out there and being with the people, I wouldn't even have social media.
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have social
Me either.
Really?
It's terrible.
I wouldn't.
It's terrible.
That's
scary.
I've seen the evolution of it, even when Facebook started.
Facebook was
MySpace.
It was only college.
Yeah.
But now it's like, man, it's like an outlet of people to just be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
And then when you see them outside of that, it's like they don't even speak to you. They don't even have social skills to be able to
You ain't lying.
have conversations like this. They're just who they are online, and that's it. You know. But yeah, social media, I feel like that's a big impact on mental health.
They should call it social
in a
mental.
negative way? You say in a negative way?
I feel like it's negative. Social media is negative. I feel like it takes away so much of a person that you have to, like you say, some people do it for attention. Like you'll see certain things and they'll be like, man, why did they say that? Or why did like you literally can go on there and say something to ruffle some feathers and you'll have 100 comments negative.
Trolling.
Do anything positive, one like.
Ooh, I ain't gonna get to that.
Maybe a share, maybe this, man, that goes into, if any other topics of just even friendships, family, or whatever, is social media is a different beast. It's a whole different beast besides. And I feel like mental health has a lot to deal with that. A lot.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff you wouldn't even hear about if it wasn't on social media. Nope. It wouldn't affect your mental. You wouldn't know people that were talking about you if you weren't on social media.
That's crazy.
So, I mean.
What do you all think about, though, the people that, so for instance, we know quality healthcare is not of access to everybody, right? So we have the population of people who can go to work, have insurance. You got a population of people who are unemployed. You got to get on, government insurance. But you do have some people that maybe don't have access to the healthcare. And what I've noticed though, and this is what I've noticed more men, and perhaps because they don't have the mechanics on understanding how to filter, I have seen people go to social media as a means of being like, I got to get this out.
I have seen that a lot lately too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The status they type.
The status,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's why I asked you if you thought it was all bad, because lately, since we've known, and personally, since we've known folks who did commit suicide, which is heartbreaking, right? Lately, people were saying like, man, if I wish we'd have known, I wish somebody said something or not. And then I've actually seen men using social media like, man,
as a segue for their filter. For their filter. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
For me, it's encouraging as a woman to kind of see, even though it feels like, all right, this person may be married.
I don't think he was saying it negative from that standpoint. I don't think he was saying.
But I'm wondering how y'all feel about the use of social media for the cry for the help. I don't
know. I don't even know.
So,
I don't think you would know, because I had a homie. This is like 2016, 2017. He came in, was getting his haircut, going about his life. You would never know. He didn't even go on the internet, and he'd go on there and type like he's always been cool and fine. Next thing I know, I get a call, took his life. And I had just seen him like, maybe 3 days before that. I would have never known.
Would it have been a cue? Would it have been an acceptable cue, you think, when you all think about how you all interact with other men, if he would have went to social media and been like, man, this is like, I want to kill myself, you know, and that's a tough statement to put out there. Right now, but like, would it have been acceptable? No, because I've actually seen some.
Yeah, I've
seen some men.
We have.
They put their status and they're like, I'm on my last. You know,
these people just want some encouragement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just want some encouragement to stay strong, and they get that from social media.
Right.
You know, because people right now our generation, our era is so engaged in now. Like next time we want to just know if you need help or just warn somebody. You know what I mean? So from that aspect, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
would it be acceptable though? Like, do we feel like?
I can't tell you what's acceptable for a filter.
Yeah.
Whatever you use for your filter is your filter.
Okay.
I encourage you to have a filter. That's what I encourage you to have.
I just don't. I don't. Even if they did do it, I mean, it's just social media. It can still go. I think it's still a turn negative. There are trolls out there.
Yeah.
It's people. Even if you were looking for help, somebody
Gonna be an
maybe
idiot.
A few people gonna
Say
be an
something dumb.
idiot.
Yeah.
Is gonna go in there and still make you feel like you need to do what you need to do without getting help.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of. I guess it's situational.
Situational.
I wrestle with that. Just because for me, you going to social media where everybody and their mama and their world can see what you going through, right? But you're not going directly to your circle. So like, for instance, you know, you go to your uncle, or you go to your sister, your bestie, your brother, whoever it is, your mama, whoever it is. Now you letting people that's your 3,000th friend on your friends list on Facebook know, but your mama don't know.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying either way is right or wrong.
Right.
That's not my position. My position, I'm neutral, because like you said, your filter is your filter. But for me, I guess I wouldn't go to Facebook to let the world know that I'm going through a mental crisis. I'm going to piggyback off my boy. I'm aiming, man, bro. What you doing, man? I need you. Or, mom, can you talk? You know, I don't, you know, I ain't doing good. You know, it's hard. But posting on social media is like you say, it's gonna turn negative. You're gonna post it out there, it's gonna be floating out there, and like you say, some little idiot, some little troll gonna be like, bro, go to a therapist, or like, why you posting your business out here like this? You gonna get that person. So I get it. I get why people do it, but like you say, if that's their filter, that's their filter. But me, I would think maybe reach out to somebody that you trust talking to, that you have a strong relationship with, that you know will keep that between y'all, and maybe reach out to them directly. But the social media is just like you putting it out there for everybody to know.
Is that a thing though for you all as men? It's like when you say, all right, don't put it on social media because people don't know how to care for you properly. But is it because people just don't know how to care for you properly? Or is it because there's a stigma around Black men being in mental crisis at all, and we should hide that and not say anything about it and only keep it in house? Like, is there this gray area where, as Black men, you all are like, I don't want to necessarily identify that I'm having a mental health particular issue, or is it just kind of like, no, I'd rather people know, you know, people that care for me, people that can help, or maybe that I can help other people. Is there this stigma that we have to keep that in close?
I don't think that. I think the stigma is that when a man expresses his mental health, people, you know, they talk about him, they bring him down. Like when Tyrese cried, everybody made it a meme, you know? So I think that's what we've become accustomed to, because society has made it that way.
Okay.
You know, every time a guy expresses some type of emotion, now he's soft or this or that, you know. There's just like the dude was just opening up to y'all, and hey, y'all bashing the guy, you know what I mean? So anytime a man is I'll say vulnerable, he gets scored for what reason, you know what I mean? It's like, next time I'm not gonna say anything at all, you know. Then you got guys walking around with all that in them. Yeah. Then when something goes on or something pops off, now he didn't just let all that out. He didn't blew up in the wrong situation on the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Now his life is either he ended somebody's life or somebody else's life, or that somebody ended his life. You know what I mean? Which is why a lot of me and my homies have gotten this habit of saying, bro, how you doing? I'm good, bro. But no, bro, how you really doing, bro? How you really doing? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I say, guy, how you doing? He generally, I'm good, bro. You know, but Sometimes when you grab a brother, you look him in the face and you look him in his eye, man, bro, how you really doing, bro? You good, bro? And then you had eye contact with him, and I look at him, man, I'm just want to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you, man. I don't know what you've been dealing with, what you're going through, bro, but I can tell you right now, bro, I'm proud of you, man. And he don't know me from nowhere, but he can feel that right now, just me looking in his eye and telling him that, you know, because he going through whatever he going through. Yeah. It was nice to hear another man say, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's where we need to get better at versus us judging each other or making everything a competition on how I can't put you on a situation because I want to get there first. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all that stuff is rolled over when it comes to being a man and your mental health. You know, it's like, yes, we're in a competition, but I want to see you win too, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a competition, but I want to see you win. I think that's where a lot of man mental health come in, and it's like, you spoke on it earlier. You really over a can of worms. You say insecurities. I think a lot of men insecurity within themselves are what they can't do as a man, like be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big thing for a man and his mental health. If I lost my job tomorrow, it would affect me tremendously because that's what I do. That's my biggest source of income for me to provide. You know what I mean? So it would affect my mental tremendously. But I don't want that to be the only thing I have. Excuse me. To bounce off of, you know what I mean, to be a man, but that is significant. So you have a lot of men who are out here dealing with mental health because they can't provide. They don't feel like a man. You know what I mean? And when you're not feeling like a man, that's when you really are in a social in a mental crisis then because you don't feel like a man. Now you out of place. And now you just wandering. Now you're not doing anything good with your time. Right. You know, you contributing to factors that aren't helping you at all because you don't feel like a man, you know. And I think that's probably the biggest thing when it comes to mental health for men. It's not only expressing it, but feeling like a man is part of your mental health. You know what I mean? And I think when you enter into a relationship and you start dealing with life and its circumstances, and your partner, your woman, isn't helping you or she isn't building you up, which is why it's key to have somebody good, that's going to then drain you of what little mental health you have left. Because the person who's supposed to build you up is now talking down to you and draining you. It's like, well, I'm telling you this, opening up to you so that you can help build me back up. Not so you can help use it against me like some women do. Not most women, but like some women do. Then you have a man who's out here now, he like, all right, forget it. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to try no more. I don't care no more. And that's what I call a bum, because he done gave up. Now you a bum because you done gave up. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, it all boils down to willpower. Your mental health boils down to your willpower. You know, you have to have the willpower to want to be better. You know, not saying that's easy. I don't have the answers onto it, but like I would encourage you to get the filter. You have to have a filter. You don't have a filter, you're in a very dangerous place. Because that is what's going to allow you to be able to adjust to circumstances. Everything in life is about adjusting. It's a constant. Like nothing staying the same. It's not. So if you think you're just gonna be able to just do one exercise, I'm just gonna breathe every day. That ain't gonna always work, bro. Somebody gonna push you past your point where you're gonna be able to breathe. What you gonna do then? Hold your breath? It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So you have to have other avenues. Well, like you said, whether it be basketball, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be you're gonna be around your family, but the biggest thing of it all is you have to feel like you gotta feel like a woman. I gotta feel like a man. If I don't feel like that, my mental health is already off. The scale's already off. I'm already in a decline because I don't feel like a man. On top of the life stresses, you know what I'm saying? So you have got to find that area where I can empty my filter, balance everything back out, and now I can redirect and figure out how to get through whatever I'm going through.
You beg a really interesting question that I have, because there's a lot of women and men, but just for the conversation's sake, it's a lot of men that are walking around with a lot of the baggage, a lot of mental health issues, and it comes off in different ways in how they act. And if y'all could think about just even prior to maybe even being emotionally intelligent and maybe prior to therapy and everything, like when y'all were really struggling, what did the mental health look like? Like how did it come off in y'all actions?
Stay tuned for a sneak peek from the next episode.
If you've ever gone through rough times, right, where it was dark here, you know what I'm saying? What did that look like in y'all actions at that point?
Oh, I can tell you exactly what that was for me. I'm a social drinker. I drink socially. I like being around other people, having a good time drinking. So for me, I was going out every night so I could be social and drink.
Okay.
Because I couldn't do it at home by myself. So for me, it was constantly drinking and trying to meet women. This is how I'm going to get through this that's up here, because if I'm doing all this other stuff, I can't think about that because I'm so active. I'm having a good time. I'm dating this girl, I'm dating that girl. I'm out, I'm about, go to sleep, reset, do it again.
Because going deep into it would be what?
Would have been me going down a dark road I didn't want to see.
That's the one. Those are the ones of the people you have to look into the eye and ask them, how are you really doing? Because if you don't, you're never really going to know. You can't just keep asking surface questions. You got to ask a deep question like, hey man, I see you, man. How you doing, bro? I'm good, man. No, bro, how you really doing, man?
I just get quiet. And it's like, I don't know if it's because my mind is trying to figure out how to deal with whatever that I'm going through at the time. But yeah, I get quiet. And then when I can't figure it out, that's when I may lash out. So that's when I crash out. It won't even be off of that situation. It may have happened. My crash out may be 2 weeks later.